Strikers, they're in demand in this transfer window, none more so, it would appear, than Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike.
Hugo Ekitike takes matters into his own hands to force through Liverpool. Transfer Liverpool have made Hugo Ekitike their top target this summer, and the forward is now reportedly trying to force through a move to Anfield by handing in a transfer request. Hugo Ekitike submits transfer request to force Liverpool move as Reds outmaneuver Newcastle. Hugo Ekitike has reportedly handed in a transfer request at Eintracht Frankfurt, taking proactive steps to facilitate a potential move to Liverpool. The French forward has emerged as Liverpool's top attacking priority this summer, especially as the Merseyside club appears to shift focus away from Newcastle United's Alexander Isak, whose valuation stands around £125 million. Liverpool have already made their approach for Ekitike, a player who was also high on Newcastle's wish list. The Magpies previously had a £70 million bid rejected for the 23-year-old. With Ekitike now believed to be keen on joining Arne Slot's side, Liverpool are thought to be leading the race for his signature. While Ekitike's release clause is reportedly set at approximately £86.5 million, he still represents a more financially viable option than Isak. Determined to make the switch to Anfield, the French international has formally asked to leave Frankfurt. According to Sportbild, the German outlet states that Ekitike is pushing hard for the move, taking matters into his own hands to secure a significant career step. Newcastle had hoped to pair him with Isak at St James Park, but Liverpool's swift actions have now seemingly derailed those plans. Despite an already stacked attacking lineup that features the likes of Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz, Cody Gott, Darwin Nunez, and Federico Chiesa, Arne Slot is reportedly eager to add more firepower up front. His primary objective is to ease the scoring burden on Salah and provide increased competition across the front line. Liverpool have also demonstrated their intent to maintain attacking depth by rejecting a £58.6 million offer from Bayern Munich for Diaz. So far this summer, the club has made 6 major signings, including Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, and Florian Wirtz, the latter arriving for a British record fee of £116.5 million. The Reds also brought in Valencia goalkeeper Georgie along with Freddie Woodman from Preston and Armin Pexi, to bolster their goalkeeping options. The Liverpool Echo reports that personal terms have already been agreed with Talks with Frankfurt over a final fee have been ongoing since Tuesday, with Liverpool now in full control of the situation. Liverpool leave Newcastle scrambling in Ekitike's gun. What has become one of the most entertaining twists of the summer transfer window, Liverpool appear to have outmaneuvered Newcastle United in the race for Ekitike. Newcastle, who were confident of securing the Frenchman to partner Isak, now find themselves left in the dust. The story took a sharp turn when Liverpool made a formal approach for Isak and presented Newcastle with an ultimatum: either negotiate for the Swedish striker or watch as Liverpool move in on their longtime target. With Newcastle unwilling to part with Isak, even rejecting a potential rating £120 million fee, Liverpool swiftly turned their full attention to Ekitike. According to The Athletic's David Ornstein, Newcastle had initially lined up Ekitike as a secondary option, intending to pair him with Isak. However, their £65 million proposal fell well short of Frankfurt's valuation. Frankfurt had made it clear they would only entertain offers in the region of £86 million, making Newcastle's bid insufficient from the outset. By Tuesday, Liverpool had formalised their interest in both players, but with Newcastle sticking to their not-for-sale stance on Isak, the Reds focused on Ekitike. Within hours, Fabrizio Romano confirmed that Newcastle had withdrawn from negotiations, effectively giving Liverpool a clear path to sign the Frenchman. Further reports from Ornstein now indicate that Newcastle have shifted their attention to Brentford's Johan Wissa, following their withdrawal from the Ekitike chase. A strategic win for Liverpool. Liverpool's pursuit of Ekitike has unfolded with strategic precision. While Isak always seemed like a long shot, the Reds' fallback option, a younger, less expensive striker with strong upside, has turned into a potential coup. Isak might not yet be a proven goalscorer at the highest level, but he comes at a price significantly lower than Isak's, and Liverpool's willingness to meet Frankfurt's valuation showcases respect for the selling club and a serious intent to get the deal done. Conversely, Newcastle now face a challenging situation. Having clung to Isak, they are now targeting Wissa, a player valued at £50 million but who only has 1 year left on his Brentford contract. While Wissa had an excellent season partnering Brian Bumo, Newcastle are playing catch-up. Manchester United are already deep into talks for Mbeumo, and Brentford are unlikely to sanction the sale of both players in the same window. Moreover, Wissa's participation in the upcoming African Cup of Nations means he could be absent during a crucial part of the season, a factor that further complicates Newcastle's fallback strategy. In summary, Liverpool are now in direct discussions with Frankfurt, with personal terms already agreed with Ekitike, and a deal expected to progress in the coming days. Meanwhile, Newcastle have been forced to reassess their transfer plans under growing pressure and time constraints. The contrast between the two clubs could not be starker. Liverpool executed a calculated transfer pivot and now stand poised to land a top attacking target, while Newcastle, after playing hardball with Isak, may end up with neither of their preferred options.
This development clearly shows that although Bayern Munich are open to letting João Palhinha leave, they're only interested in a permanent transfer, not a short-term loan. The ongoing discussions between Manchester United and Bayern suggest that both clubs are genuinely exploring ways to make a deal work. Now here's a question for fans. Would you rather see United commit to a permanent deal for Palhinha now, or would a loan have been the smarter way to test the waters? The competition, United, are not alone, and here's where things start to get a little tricky, and maybe even worrying. United aren't the only club in the Premier League eyeing Palhinha. Reports claim that as many as 5 other English sides are closely watching his situation. The list includes Tottenham, Brighton, Aston Villa, West Ham, and perhaps most interestingly, Fulham, the very club where Palhinha rose to prominence in the Premier League before heading to Bayern. This creates a fascinating dynamic. Fulham, having worked with Palhinha before, know his skill set inside out. They've seen firsthand what he brings to the pitch and how he fits into English football, and that familiarity could give them an edge. Tottenham and Aston Villa are also serious contenders. Both clubs have been building strong, competitive squads, and they could offer Palhinha something United might not. Guaranteed, consistent playing time, a huge incentive for a player who spent most of last season on the fringes at Bayern. So, which of these clubs do you think poses the greatest threat to United's hopes of signing him? And just as importantly, what edge does United have over them? Why Palhinha could be the right fit for United? Let's talk about why Palhinha could be a perfect addition to Manchester United's midfield. At